Hello, my beautiful friends. Welcome to Yoga with Kelly. Let me grab my phone really quick. I ask that you find yourself starting tonight in a comfortable seat. I'm still trying to master the camera view so that you can see all of me. So hopefully I'm not too far away. I encourage you to take a seat where you feel comfortable, cross-legged, easy-seated. If you need to sit in a chair, sit in a chair. If you're sitting on the floor like me, grab yourself a folded up blanket, that's what I use, or a cushion, or a rolled up beach towel, just to lift up your hips to be a bit higher than your knees. And if you have trouble sitting, if your knees are up like this, grab a couple yoga blocks or something else that you have and slip them underneath your knees. And that will help you find a much more comfortable seated position. So I want you to close your eyes and just place your hands face down on your knees. And this is just indicating to the universe that we're grounding into this moment. We're dropping into our breath. We're dropping into our practice right now. We're dropping into ourselves. I've had one of those days where I just got, as my grandma used to say, a bee in my bonnet. And so I've just been very busy today, which was good because I got a lot done. But then I realized I was kind of frenzied, and I thought it would be a beautiful time to offer a practice. So tonight, what I want to talk to you about is something called the loving kindness meditation. So the loving kindness meditation is literally practicing loving kindness wherever you are. So the person that cuts you off in traffic, loving kindness to you. The grocery checker that is rude or distant or too slow, loving kindness to you. A family member that says something that hurts your feelings or upsets you, loving kindness to you. When you feel like you've been done wrong, loving kindness to you. And it might sound crazy, but it genuinely works. I practice it often when I find myself getting irritated or frustrated. Because living with hate in our heart or anger in our heart is like drinking poison and expecting something to happen to the other person. When we live with hate and anger in our hearts, it only hurts ourselves. So I encourage you for the next few rounds of breath, just breathe in loving kindness. Loving kindness goes in and it goes back out again. Steady breath in and out through your nose. And visualize the energy of that loving kindness just filling your entire being. A loving kindness meditation is a meditation on unconditional love without any expectations of receiving anything in return. A loving kindness meditation is a direction of thoughts of care, concern, and love towards oneself and others. Take 5 more deep breaths here and let that sink in. Good. Now, slowly blink your eyes open. And on your next inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Loving kindness. Gather it up. Pull it into your hands and down into the space of your heart. And do that 2 more times. Inhale. Loving kindness. Exhale. Pull it into your heart. 1 more time. Loving kindness. Exhale, pull it into your heart. Beautiful. Now inhale, interlace your fingers. And exhale and press your palms away from you and round your spine a little bit. Drop your chin to your chest. Press through your fingers, stretch them out. And as you press through your hands, open the space behind your heart. Right in between the scapula where we hold a lot of tension, especially if we sit a lot. Good. Now inhale, lengthen through your spine and press your palms skyward. Now if this is not happy for any part of your body, release and just reach straight up. If it works for you, flip the palms, relax the shoulders from the ears, sit up tall, pull your belly to your chest. Good. Now release your hands, bring them back behind you, chest expansion. So interlace the fingers if you can comfortably do that. If not, simply place your fingertips behind you, draw your shoulders back and open your chest. Think about lifting your heart skyward. Think about lifting your thoughts. Loving kindness. Feel yourself grow lighter. Anger and resentment do not serve us. Good. Now release the hands. Just shake them out. So shake out your hands. Let them be really loose. And visualize anything that isn't serving you. You're just wringing it right out the tips of your fingers. You're loosening up your wrists. Beautiful. Now roll them out a little bit. And then roll them the other direction. And then let the hands be loose. If you have support under your knees, set it to the side. And then we're going to rock forward onto our hands and knees. And we're going to begin with cat-cow. So, starting with a flat back, notice your tabletop. So our tabletop position, we want to make sure that belly is pulled up to the spine so we protect our low back. Start there. Press down through your hands. Notice, are you sinking down into your shoulders? If so, press down through your hands, spread the fingers wide and broaden your upper back. Beautiful. Now from that space, begin your cat-cow. Inhale, draw your heart forward, send your tail up. Lift your gaze if your neck allows for that. And then exhale, roll up through your spine, pull that belly up. Drop the head, press down through your hands. And now move with your breath. Inhale for the cow. Exhale for the cat. In and out through the nose. One more of each, cat and cow. Good. Now come back to that tabletop position. And we're going to do what's called Wag the Tail. So shift your hips to the right and look back at your right hip. Just stretch out your left side. And then do the other side. Wag your tail to the left. Look over to the left. Stretch out your right side. Beautiful. Come back through center. Now from here, let's take that a little deeper. Take your right leg and cross it back behind your left. We did this last week. And now gaze back at your right foot. And press through your heel a little bit. And you'll feel more stretch in the right side. And you'll feel your hamstring open up a little bit. Good. Now draw that right knee back to center. And we'll do the other side. Stretch your left leg out behind the right. Turn to gaze back at your left foot. Press through the heel a little bit more if you want that deeper stretch. Pull through the left side a little bit more. Good. Come back to center. Now rise up onto your knees. Now if you have any knee issues, feel free to grab a blanket and cushion up your knees, especially if you're on a hard surface. Bring your hands back behind you. Modified camel pose, Ustrasana. So lift your sternum skyward. Press your hips forward. Lift your gaze, but don't drop your head back. We want to keep our neck nice and safe. Now, keep your left hand on your low back and lift your right arm. Take a deep breath. Beautiful. Bring your right hand to your low back and lift your left arm. Lift your gaze. Lift your heart. Press your hips forward. Nice job, you guys. Now bring both hands back down. Come back to your tabletop. Tuck your toes and lift your knees just about an inch away from the mat. Pull the belly up and into the spine. Press down through the hands. Feel the energy in your center. Loving kindness. Exhale, send your tail up and back, down dog. So you may have to shift your feet back a little bit. Now remember, down dog is not about getting your heels to the mat. I happen to have flexible hamstrings and Achilles. But what it's really about is a long spine. So let's take a moment and come into crouching tiger. Bend your knees a lot and continue to send your tail up and back. Now that is what we want to be in that long spine. Now only straighten your legs as much as you can, keeping your spine in that position. Beautiful. Now we're going to inhale to a plank. Now our plank can be full, belly pulled up and in, or if we're working on strength, let's take our knees down and take our plank modified. So please go where you're called. Now from here, let's exhale. Lower all the way down to the floor. And you can do an even release or a push-up-like position. Inhale, lift your heart. Little cobra. Press the tops of your feet into the earth so the feet don't lift here. Notice your shoulders. Did they come up to say hi to your ears? Pull them down. Pull the sternum forward and pull your belly to your spine. Exhale. Release, press up and back, downward facing dog. Good. Now on an inhale, look up between your hands and just take a walk to your hands. Take it slow. Take your feet hip distance apart, bend your knees a lot. Clasp opposite hands to opposite elbows and gently sway from side to side. Forward folds are poses of surrender. So what do you need to let go of? What's standing in the way of that loving kindness? You can do it.
you can let it go. It'll serve you well. Now come back to center and release your elbows. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. So take your hands to your shins and press until your arms straighten. Your body's going to lift away from your legs, and you're going to have a nice long line from your tail to your crown. Ardha Uttanasana. Now exhale, be a waterfall. Spill back into full forward fold, Uttanasana. The knees are still bent to protect the low back. One more time, inhale, halfway lift. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, spill back over the legs. Be a waterfall. Now with a nice deep bend to the knees, let's inhale and reverse swan all the way up. The palms join, and we exhale, hands to the heart. Tadasana, mountain pose. Energize the legs, lift your kneecaps. Feel the muscles of your thighs engage. Draw your belly to your spine. Drop your shoulders from your ears. Visualize that invisible golden cord drawing up on the crown of your head so that you're growing just a little bit taller. Someone's up there pulling on that cord. Good. Now inhale. Sweep your arms out and up. And then exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, take a halfway lift. And then exhale, we're going to step our right foot back for a lunge and set our right knee down. We're going to turn this into a very slow flow. Inhale, sweep your arms up. If sweeping your arms up doesn't serve you, hands to the heart or even hands on that thigh is a great place to be. Draw that right hip forward. Look down. Your front knee should be right over your ankle. If the knee is going to be on the ankle, shimmy your foot forward a little bit. Keep the heart lifting. Keep the belly pulled to the spine. Good. Now exhale. Take your hands to the mat. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and step it back. Downward facing dog. Now we might hang out here. We might even move into child's pose for a break. Or we might inhale into our plank. Exhale halfway or all the way to the earth. And then inhale, lift your heart. Cobra or upward facing dog. Shoulders back. Heart is lifted. Exhale, press up and back. Downward facing dog. Now inhale, look up between your hands and step your right foot up between your hands. If it doesn't go on its own, just take your right hand to the back of your ankle and assist. No big deal. Step the left foot up to meet the right. Exhale, fold over the legs. You're a waterfall. And then inhale, reverse swan all the way up. Exhale, hands come to the heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, dive over the legs. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, step your left foot back and put that knee down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Same thing as other side. Look at that front knee right over the ankle. Draw the left hip forward. Take the hands where it suits you best. And then we'll exhale, take our hands back down. Tuck back toes, lift back knee. Step that right foot back. Down dog. We take a break, or we maybe take a vinyasa. Inhaling to plank or modified plank. Exhale halfway or all the way to the earth. Inhale, lift your heart. Draw your shoulders back. Down dog, up dog or cobra. Exhale, press it up and back. Down dog. Good. Inhale, look up between your hands. Step through left and then right. Exhale, fold over your legs. You're a waterfall. Inhale, reverse swan all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Good. Now listen for the change on this round. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, dive in, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, step your right foot back, this time for full lunge. So the back leg is lifted. If you need to take that half lunge, knee on the earth, please feel free to do so. Lift the arms. Maybe hands are at the heart or at the hips. Draw the belly to the spine. Draw the right hip forward. Good. Now exhale. Take your hands down. Now here's where you might use a yoga block. You can put it under your right hand. And we're going to take our left hand to the sky. Dragonfly twist. Exhale, take your hands down. Step it back. Down dog. You may rest or you may inhale to a plank. Exhale halfway or all the way. And then inhale, your heart's going to rise. Exhale, you're going to press it all the way up and back. Now inhale, look between your hands and step through with that right foot and then the left. Exhale, you're a waterfall. Inhale, reverse swan all the way up. Loving kindness. Exhale, pull it into the heart. Good. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale, dive in, fold. Inhale, take your halfway lift. And then exhale, left foot goes back. And we inhale to sweep the arms up for our lunge or take our hands wherever we need them. Draw that left hip forward, lengthen the tail towards the earth, and pull the belly to the spine. Relax the shoulders. Loving kindness. Exhale, bring your hands to the mat. Maybe block under the left hand. I'll just use one for show. And inhale, take that right arm up. Now, one of my biggest problems with this pose is I don't keep my hips level. So we want to try to keep the low back nice and flat in this pose as we extend the right arm. We don't want to lift the right hip. So draw the right hip back. Exhale, lower the hand. Step it back. Down dog. Maybe we take a break, or we inhale, plank. Exhale, halfway or all the way. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, up and back. Down dog. On your next inhale, gaze forward and step through left foot and then the right. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, reverse swan all the way up. Exhale, hands come to the heart. Nicely done. Pause in your mountain pose. Take a few rounds of breath. Good. Now from here, from the front of our mat, we're going to step our right foot back for Warrior 2. So Warrior 2, if you remember from last week, front heel lines up with back arch and the back foot heel slides back a little bit. And then we sink into the bend of the front knee and float our arms up. If our arms are tired, we can keep hands at heart or hips. Look down. You should see just your big toe to the inside of your front knee, and your shoulders line up with your hips. Your gaze can be over the middle finger of your front hand or to the side. So listen to your neck. Good. Now on an inhale, we're going to clasp our hands behind our low back. Draw the shoulders back. And as we exhale, humble warrior. Spill down to the inside of your left leg. Now, the hands can rest at your low back, or if you have more open shoulders, you can lift your hands skyward. On an inhale, here's the hardest part. We're going to rise back up.
Re-extend our arms. Now let's heat up that front thigh. Flip your front palm. Reach up and back. Reverse your warrior. You can take the right hand to the low back or to the back leg, or you can tuck it behind your low back and maybe your fingertips find the top of your left thigh. Keep pressing the knee to the pinky toe. You're almost there. Reach and extend through that left arm. Good. Now come back to warrior two. Let's straighten that front leg and give it a nice break. And we're going to exhale, sassy hip back, and then tilt forward this time. Trikonasana, triangle pose. So triangle pose is not about touching the floor. It's about rolling the heart open. Scoop the left side ribs under as you roll the right side ribs open. You can gaze up at your top hand. You can gaze across or down. Just no hanging heads. Head and neck in line with the spine. Inhale, come back to warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Good. Now, relax your arms, straighten your front leg, and turn your left toes in. Same as last week, we're going to add wide-legged forward fold. So look down. Your big toes should line up with each other. So if you need to adjust your feet, please do. Side of the feet are either parallel with the short ends of our mat or we're a little bit pigeon-toed. I like a little bit pigeon-toed personally. And then hands at the hips. From your hip crease, you're folding forward. And then your hands might come to rest on blocks. Maybe they stay on your thighs, or maybe you drop all the way in. So loving kindness in our practice towards ourselves is so important. It's not about what I'm doing. It's not about what the person next to you is doing. It's about what your body is able to do today, and gratitude and loving kindness for what your body can do today. Good. Now from here, bring your hands to your hips, pull your belly to your spine, and rise up. Now we're just going to shift to the other side. Warrior two on the other side. Point those right toes to the front of your mat or the back of your mat. Slide your back heel out. Check for your heel to arch alignment. Sink into the bend of that front knee. Shoulders right over hips. Look for the big toe. And then float the arms up or give them a break. Gaze can be wherever it serves your neck. Take a moment to think about where you can be a little bit more loving, a little bit more kind. And we are human. We're all flawed. And we're all going through something. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. Inhale, clasp your hands behind you and lift your heart. Your beautiful, radiant heart. And then exhale, humble warrior. To be humble is to be right-sized. We're not better than, we're not worse than, we just are. Inhale, come back up, hardest part. Nice and slow, back to warrior two. Now we're cooking that front thigh a little bit. Flip your front palm. Reverse your warrior. Left hand can be on left thigh, or maybe we tuck it behind our back. Make some space in your right side. Breathe into the energy of your right thigh. Yes, you can. Back to warrior two. Now straighten that front leg. It should feel really good. Lift your kneecaps. Sassy hip back. Reach forward and tilt. Trikonasana, triangle pose. And remember, you're rolling your heart open. Gaze where it's comfortable for you. Inhale, come back to your warrior two. Relax the arms down. Straighten the front leg. Turn your right toes in. And again, we're going to do wide-legged forward fold. So check on those toes. Big toes line up. Pigeon-toed or parallel feet. From the hip hinge, we fold. Let yourself spill in wherever it's comfortable for you. Good. Now from here, we're going to place our hands on the floor or on blocks, and we're going to heel toe our feet in till they're slightly wider than hip distance. Point your toes out and your heels in, and drop in to full yogic squat. Now, for some of us, our heels won't touch the earth. So this is where a blanket fold underneath your heels can add a really nice support. Now, if we have knee issues that prevent us from this much flexion in the knees, we might be lifted up a little bit higher. If your body allows for it, press your elbows to the insides of your knees. Lengthen your spine. Press your hands together in a prayer position at your heart. Loving kindness. May all beings be well. May all beings be free of suffering. Good. Now we're just going to relax, and we're going to come to have a seat. So I already have my blanket fold underneath me. So I'm going to slide my legs out in front of me. Now from here, we're going to extend our legs long. We're going to come into seated forward fold. So some of us might have a really deep bend to our knees. You want to be very easy on your back when it comes to forward fold. Or if you have tight hamstrings, through the backs of the legs. So sit up on something. Bend your knees if you need to. You can even slip something under your knees if you need to. Lengthen up through your spine. Extend your arms. Point your toes straight up to the sky. And exhale as you fold. And I want you to think about sliding your heart forward. So we're not hunching and rounding here. We're lifting through the heart. And our head and neck is in line with our spine. As you breathe, close your eyes. Loving kindness. Good. Now inhale, reach through the crown of your head to come up. We're going to bend our right knee. Cross your right foot to the outside of your left knee. Sit up nice and tall. Keep those left toes pointed straight up to the sky. And take a twist to your right. So your right hand can hug your bent knee. Your elbow can hug your bent knee. But you want to try to have your shoulders straight in line with each other. And only turn your neck towards your right shoulder as much as your neck allows without force.
Point those left toes straight up to the sky.
Breathe deep, bring out your belly. Good. Inhale, come back through center. Now, place your right foot to the inside of your left thigh and slide your left leg out to the left a little bit. Point your left toes straight up to the sky. And then from here, we're just going to turn toward the bent knee. So turn towards your right knee. Slide your left hand down your left leg. And then inhale, reach your right arm up and over. And if extending that right arm doesn't serve you well, you can tuck it behind your back. You can bring your fingertips to your shoulder. Some of us might even reach over and grab our toes with our right hand. But again, you want your heart rolling open. You don't want to collapse. Make some space in that right side body. Good. Now inhale, reach up through your right hand. Take it back behind you and just lift the left arm up and back. Just lean into your right arm. Bend the elbow a little bit if it feels good. And reach up and back through the left hand. Good. Come back to center. Now extend both legs out in front of you again. This time, bend your left knee and place your left foot to the outside of your right knee. Point your right toes straight up. And on an exhale, twist to your left this time. Shoulders straight across. Gaze follows that back shoulder. Right toes point straight up. Wring out your belly. Wring out your heart. Wring out your thoughts. Loving kindness towards all beings, everywhere. Inhale, slide it back to center. Good. Now take that right foot to the inside of your left thigh and slide your left foot to the inside of your right thigh and slide your right leg out to the right. Good. Now point your right toes straight up and turn towards that bent knee. Turn towards your left knee. Slide your right hand down your right leg and then inhale your left arm up and over. So for me, this side is a little bit different. It's the side I had my lumpectomy. So we get to honor our bodies. I bend my elbow a little bit on this side. I don't go as far. Sometimes I tuck it behind my back if it's a day where it hurts. So listen to your body and just roll your heart open. Breathe space, beautiful space into the left side. Our practice makes space. It makes space for us to have breath, mind, body connection. It makes space to let go of what doesn't serve. Good. Now inhale, reach that left arm up and take it back behind you. Just lean into it and reach the right arm up and back. Doesn't have to look any certain way. And then inhale, come back to center. Good. Put my sweater back on because I'm a little chilly. Now come on to your backs. We're approaching the end of our practice. We just have a couple more poses. So come on to your back. Have anything you like for Shavasana nearby. And as you come onto your back, Set yourself up for bridge pose. So your feet are hip bone distance apart. Your knees are right above your ankles. If you have knee issues, feel free to scoot your knees or your feet away a little bit. If you don't have any knee issues, ankles right under the knees. Back of the head firmly planted into the earth, arms at the sides. Now inhale and press your hips up. The chin draws into the throat, but it's not crushing the throat. So you can even lift the chin slightly, so there's still room for the breath to flow. And if it's part of your practice to roll your shoulders beneath you and clasp your hands, please feel free to go there. And if it's not, please don't. One more deep cycle of breath. And then if you've brought your shoulders and hands beneath you, let them come out. And very gently hug both knees into your chest. Give yourself a good hug. Loving kindness. Remember, it's to self and others, with no expectations in return. Beautiful. Now slowly release your feet to the earth. Place the soles of your feet together and let your knees fall open. Recline Cobbler's pose. This is another place where blocks or cushions under the knees or thighs is a beautiful spot to be. Now place one hand over your heart and one hand over your low belly and close your eyes. Focus on the rhythm of your breath and on the intention of your practice. Without judgment of yourself, think about where you may be a little more loving, a little more kind. Or we can silently say to ourselves, loving kindness to you, to whomever that may be. Good. Now you can stay just like this. Or you can draw your knees upright and then extend your way into Shavasana, final relaxation. And feel free to get comfy. So sometimes I like to scoot my rear end up to the base of my couch and put my legs up on the couch so it would be like your legs are at a 90-degree angle, and then put a blanket or a pillow under your head. Or if lying flat on your back is not comfortable for you, put something under your knees. I promise it will change everything. And then put something under your head as well. Or you can join me in traditional corpse pose. And just let yourself spread out. Close your eyes. Allow the rhythm of your breath to flow. Feel the weight of your head on the earth beneath you. Soften the skin and the muscles of your face. Relax your brow, your temples, your cheeks and your jaw. Visualize someone gently pressing down on your shoulders and let them draw a bit deeper into the earth. With your next breath, let it draw all the way down the base of your spine. So you relax your upper back, your middle back, and your lower back. Relax the sides of your neck. Feel comfort and ease. Slide down the sides of your neck across your shoulders, down your arms, and into your hands. And visualize yourself holding loving kindness in your hands. Now take a deep breath and feel the swell of your heart. Feel the rise of your chest. Relax through the space of your heart and your chest. Unconditional love lives there. Loving kindness spreads from your heart. It radiates out through your rib cage. It weaves its way in between your internal organs. Now take a deep breath into the space of your belly. So our belly energetically is often where we harbor our negativity, hence a lot of tummy problems. With your next inhale, gather up anything that doesn't serve you. And as you exhale, empty it all out. So much loving kindness pulls in with the breath that there's no room for anything else. Now let that slide down through the space of your hips and your pelvis. Soften your legs. Loving kindness surrounds your knees. Slides down your shins and your calves. And moves down into your ankles, your feet, your toes. Your whole being filled with loving kindness. May I be safe. May I be healthy. May I be happy. May I live with ease. all beings be healthy. May all beings be happy. May all beings live with ease. Slowly begin to bring small movements back into your fingers and your toes, your hands and your feet. And then bend your knees and rock onto your right side. Take a deep breath there, remembering your intention. That's what we take from our mat with us. That's how we live this practice. And then slowly as you exhale, press yourself up and find a comfortable seat. From our seated position, let's inhale and sweep our arms out and up. And as our palms join, exhale, bring your thumbs to your forehead. This will remind us kind thoughts. Lower your thumbs to rest at your lips. This will remind us kind words. And finally, lower your hands to the space of your heart. And this will remind us kind intentions always. I thank you all so much for allowing me to be a part of your practice. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day or evening or wherever you're at. And remember, loving kindness is the key. Namaste. Thank you for joining me, my beautiful friend.